Good morning. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right, great. This is the pre-proposal conference for RFP number 24-0029.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me?
Infrastructure Support Services. My name is Sonya Luther, and I'm the contracting officer for the solicitation.
This is the pre-proposal conference for RFP number 24-0029.
Good
morning. Can everybody hear me?
Infrastructure Support Services. Any questions that are
My name is Sonya
Luther, described in the contracting officer for the solicitation.
This is the pre-proposal conference
Related to
for
this conference
RFP
is
number
to answer general
24-0029. Good morning. Can everybody hear me? Infrastructure Support Services.
Any questions that are
My name is Sonya
Yes.
Luther,
described in the contracting officer for the solicitation.
This is the pre-proposal conference.
On the line, we have the project manager, Alex Touzov, Senior Director of Technology Services, and I'll turn the conference over to him to provide a project overview.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for joining. We're happy to see such a great turnout for this solicitation. I'm Alex Touzov, Senior Director of Technology Services for Hampton Roads Transit, and I will be the project manager as defined in the scope of work, the administrator for this scope of work. I just want to start probably by quickly addressing clarifying or addressing any questions you guys have for the actual scope of work. Please understand that this is specifically tailored at infrastructure support services. Please review carefully the section 4 and sections 5 of the scope of services. Make sure you understand what you guys are the specific services that you're getting, that you guys are bidding on. There are additional scopes of services that will be put out in separate contracts that cover other aspects of what you would technically consider network infrastructure and client technology. Those will be bid out separately. So if you have any interest in that, we also welcome your interest in your participation in those additional bids. Specifically in this contract, we're talking about infrastructure support services. And if you take a look at the actual scope of work, you'll see we're talking about server infrastructure. Specifically, everything has to do with storage and compute, virtualization, other things, virtualization, storage, and cloud computing, as well as some additional considerations has to do with infrastructure operations. Your proposals, you will be required to fill out a price schedule for the proposal. In a price schedule, you have opportunity to provide labor rates for engineer for the professionals that we typically consider be bringing in on this type of projects. You can deviate from the price schedule. If you have a different job categories or different labor categories, you're welcome to provide those as well. Just be clear about deviations that you make. There's a section for that. And please read carefully and review and understand the multi-award nature of this contract, so that this is a section 4, subsection A. We're seeking to establish a pool of qualified contractors able to perform the services outlined herein. We will be soliciting all the work in the form of secondary task orders, and we'll be picking the best qualified candidate for the job. There's opportunity. What it means is that sometimes you don't have resources available immediately, or the task order being solicited, kind of the scope work, and if the task order, a subsequent task order being solicited, maybe not quite lines up with your levels of expertise. And that's fine. Okay, just say, I cannot participate in that. So let's just say you're specify heavily on the server side, virtualization and storage, but you maybe not so much in the cloud, or the other way around. That's fine. You just say this is not a task order I'll be executing. All right, I'm going to start right here. I'm going to open up for questions. If you could please use the raise your hand button and in Teams to ask your questions, and we'll just go in that order.
And to clarify, the project manager will provide any clarifications of the scope. And again, questions requiring formal responses should be put in writing, and the answers will be provided in writing. Mr. Vance?
I had to find my mute button. Hey,
Hi, Sonya. Hi, Alex. So I've got two questions. First off, is there a timeline or something that we can? I saw all the timelines that are written out. Thank you for providing that, Sonya. But one of the things that I was curious about is, will we be able to go in and do any kind of assessment of the current infrastructure in order to take that into consideration when in putting this reward together?
We provided a section for the current environment as part of scope of work. If you want additional elaborations on it, those can be provided. So just submit it as a formal question and we can provide additional details on existing infrastructure.
Okay. And secondly, the way that this thing reads is that there's some RMM there's some RMM language in here, meaning remote monitoring and management type of. It looks like that's what you're trying to solution here. There's a little bit of a while it's a project overview of infrastructure support services. It sounds like you're also looking for a lot of assessment and consulting services built into this. Is that? Am I reading this right or am I reading this wrong?
It's mostly consulting services in a way of turnkey solution. So you're building it, deploying it, and providing us with first 90 days of support. That's the focus of it. It can become like managed services extension if we choose to go that route, but it's mostly focused on kind of design, build, deploy, test, configure, deploy, and support first 90 days. That's what the focus here. That's how we imagine in using this particular contract mostly.
Okay. Thank you. Those are the two questions I had.
Are there any other questions?
Okay, looks like there's no more questions. I just want to quickly also touch on the responses that you guys are going to be providing to us. So tabs A, B, C, D, and E. I want to make sure when you provide information and references, this is for the work similar to what is stated in the scope of work. It needs to be closely aligned with the scope of work to be considered. Number two, I want to make sure when you're providing resumes of your staff, I want to make sure that the staff who will be working on the project with us. What we've seen in the past is that resumes are provided for most senior staff who then never take part in any projects that are, or task orders that are issued out of the contract. So we want to make sure you set expectations correctly with us in that if you have a particular resource that you're planning to assign to work on a subset of task orders that will be issued on this contract, did you actually provide those resources to us? Because what happens is, we'll get, I'll be honest with you, we'll get like a CTO resume attached to the scope of work, yet we'll never see the CTO from your company ever joining a call or ever troubleshooting an issue, right? So let's make sure that you're clear in communicating kind of professionals you're going to bring to bear. Then it's tab B, experiences and resumes.
All right, I'll give one last chance for questions. Mr. Southard?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. No, I was just wanting to clarify something that Alex said earlier. Is this for storage and compute, or is this for the network devices in general as well, or is it a combination?
Please look at the scope of work. So everything's written out there. All the sections this is covers. I mean, there's a degree overlap. The overlap that might occur, but this is mostly storage and compute. Storage, compute, virtualization, but you cannot do virtualization without a subset of networking, right? So,
okay. Yeah.
You got to work. Virtualization is not to stop obviously, right?
Yeah.
So,
no problem. I was just trying to wade through things there. No problem.
Okay. And again, if you have any questions, you need clarifications or something like that, you will submit them in writing to Sonya. So we can formally answer those questions. So today is a question for informal questions.
All right. Any more questions? All right. Hearing none, I'm going to go through a brief procurement process description. Prospective proposers are advised that until a contract is awarded as a result of the solicitation process, you're not permitted to contact any commission member or HRT employees about any matter related to this project except myself. Doing so may render your firm ineligible to propose or for award. These instructions are clearly stated on page 13 of the RFP document in the instructions to proposers, section 16, entitled Communications with the Commission. The tentative procurement schedule, last date for questions is June 3rd. Proposals are due June 20th. The anticipated award is August of 2024. Again, this is a tentative schedule and is subject to change. RFP documents are downloadable from our website. Prospective proposers can register online to receive a password to open the package. Online registration does ensure that you'll receive notification of any amendments. Regarding delivery of your proposals, the post office does not reliably deliver to our 509 East 18th Street address. However, commercial delivery services can be used for tracking purposes. Instructions to proposers: strict adherence to the instructions is a matter of responsiveness. Non-responsible proposals are not eligible for award. Again, communications with anyone other than myself is strictly prohibited. All communications and questions can go directly to me, to my email or my phone number, which is both are in the RFP document. Unlike an invitation for bid or sealed bid, contract awards that result from an RFP process are not based solely on price. Awards are based on a set of evaluation criteria set forth in Section 7 of the Instructions to Proposers, page 8. They're also displayed here on the screen. Special attention should be given to Section 3, which starts on page 5, Preparation of Proposals. This section contains specific instructions regarding the format and content of your proposal. The insurance requirements are listed in the general conditions, section 17. They're typically mandatory and non-negotiable. Transportation District Commissioner of Hampton Roads must be listed as an additional insured and include a waiver of subrogation where required. In your proposals, however, we do ask for a sample certificate of insurance until notification of intent to award, in which we'll ask for your actual certificate of insurance. Before we wrap up and final questions, all proposals are again due on June 20th. The evaluation panel will conduct an initial screening of all proposals received. Proposals will be evaluated based on the criteria referenced earlier, only one of which is priced. The evaluation panel is comprised of the project manager and other members selected on the basis of their involvement with the project and/or their expertise. Proposers may or may not be invited to make oral presentations. These presentations provide proposers an opportunity to conduct a dialogue with the various evaluation panel members. Upon completion of the presentations, the panel will vote on which proposers may be selected to take part in negotiations if applicable. At the conclusion of negotiations, proposers may be asked to provide best and final offers. Upon evaluation of the best and final offers, the evaluation panel will make its final selection and recommendation to the Commission for award. My telephone number and email address are included in the RFP documents. All questions must be directed to me. General questions can be answered by phone, and specific questions should be sent via email to my attention no later than June 3rd. Before we wrap up, are there any final questions? We received a question in the chat. Is there any subcontracting goal? There is no DBE goal assigned to this solicitation. Are there any final questions? All right. All of outstanding questions can be sent again via email. I want to thank everyone for coming. Our goal is to achieve competition. We hope that all of you will submit proposals. Have a good morning.